Welcome back at Ask the Professor. I really like your questions, and also it's really in a good flow because now we are already on week 3, 4 is already started. I really give you my feedback on your questions, and I think you also help each other within the questions and also answer it. So good, very good to see. One of the questions was about the capacity. Can you read and also tell me what is the best amount of capacity you need, and also to calculate, for example, your personnel and freight trains? That were the 2 questions I read. The problem is, of course, you can give an answer, but also you have the boundary conditions. What is the safety system, for example? Because every time it must be safe. So what is the safety mode, your system you need, and also the brake distance in between, and also the control distance you need to have a safe operations. That's always different, and that's also the ingredients you have to take into account to make the right decision, and also to calculate the right capacity, and also if it is safe and also doable in operation times, and also when you take into account when you have disruptions, for example. Disruptions are not so easy to manage, because what is the disruption? Is it big, small, how big is it? And also that's kind of things are really problematic when you like to take over or to handle that. So disruptions is more or less the difficult parameter to calculate this, and that's more or less the risk you like to take when you do this kind of operations. So I would say good luck and take this into account to make this kind of calculations yourself. Flat spots and how to manage them was another question I read, and I think it's a good question because you always get flat spots. You can make all kinds of systems, but there will be always a condition because of the weather or adhesion, or the lack of adhesion. How can I change this, and how can I control this? And I think how to control should be the right question to answer. To control could be friction management, wheel-rail conditioning, and all kinds of additions like sensors or whatever to control the traction and also the braking systems on board. And that's how to control. That could be a wise idea to implement in the near future, and also develop this kind of sensors to detect on time. But now we live today and we have still flat spots. So how to control? And one suggestion should be, or could be, what we do in Holland, that we have a fully covered system with Covadis and gotcha systems. We detect the flat spots by dynamics in the measurement, in-track measurements, and then we go and get these trains back in the yard and refurbish the profile again, so it is brand new. So that could be also a way how to control these flat spots. So make your choice. And how about AI? That was one of the questions about, could we use AI and new technologies to transfer the full operations and traffic control automatically? And I think it's a nice question, but maybe the answer is already a yes. And yes, we can do that. And the only question we need and to have to develop the new techniques into the train. In Europe we are starting up and we do some experiments and it works, but we are not there, and it still takes a lot of time to make it fully automated by ATO, for example. And of course we can use all kinds of algorithms to make it more intelligent and better, to make and to transfer the train into a more automatic environment. And yes, I believe this is really achievable and also really good, because when you have a full automatic train operations, you also have no risks about risks from people, that they make the wrong decisions, and also your capacity can increase because everything is just on time, just as it is planned, and also with all the devices, with new Internet of Things devices or other things, to make all the data available to control the train automatically as much as possible. So to optimize the full operation is really an issue, and we can handle that, but that's still in operation and on the construction. So let's see what we can do about that in the next few years. So the last question I got from you was, and I think more people are saying the same question, what is the best railway operator? Yeah, and then my question back to you should be, what do you mean by best? Because you could be the best in safety, the best in reliability, or in capacity, and also the cheapest way of doing operations with trains could be also one way or another to be the best. So I think when you talk about the best, I think you talk about the punctuality, really the trust, and also the capacity you have and also you need as booked in your plan. And when you talk about this punctuality, I think Switzerland in Europe is really one of the best. But when you look at how much costs they need to invest and to do the maintenance to get this high performance indicator, then I think that Switzerland is also very expensive. So what do you mean by what is the best? But because when you compare that, for example, to Holland, we also have a high punctuality, but we have a very low price per passenger per kilometer when you look and compare that to Switzerland. So you make your choice yourself. What do you mean by the best? So take care and look at that further on, for example, on Google, and make a study on that yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you learned a lot from each other and also the discussions you have. So 2 weeks to go. Hopefully you enjoy, and I see you back in the last week, because then we have another Ask the Professor. And feel free to ask me as much as you can. And let's see if I can handle this with these videos and upload it to you. And otherwise, let's see if we can give answers also with my staff in the MOOC itself. So keep on track, stay healthy, and see you next time.